Hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I want to share a quick information with you guys. I recently made a tweet where I said that you can apply directly for a PhD with your bachelor's, and I was amazed about the number of people that doesn't know that that is possible. So this is very simple to know. Okay, how do you know if you can apply directly for a PhD with your bachelor's? If you are looking at schools in the US, for instance, although it applies to most countries across Europe, America, Asia, for instance, the basic thing for you to go and look out is what are the requirements for this program I'm about to apply to. It's very simple. Okay, you don't need anybody to tell you. When you go to the school website, you go to the department page and you go to the requirement for admission, it will be listed under the section what they need you to have in order to apply for this program. And in most cases, what you will see is you need to have a degree in that program or related program. So what that means, having a degree is just first degree. It is not stated that I need to have a master's or a graduate degree. What they will write is that you have a degree in this program and you have a CGPA of so benchmark. So once you see such an information, it means that your bachelor qualifies you to apply for that program. So it can be a PhD program at the same time. So in US, for instance, graduate program is considered graduate program, whether master's or PhD. They are both called graduate program. So it is now made for you to choose whether you are applying for a master or for a PhD. So what qualifies you to apply for a master's also qualifies you to apply for a PhD, and that is having your first degree. So once you have your first degree, you have met the minimum requirement to apply for a PhD. So if you have a master's, fantastic. That can improve your chances of getting into the program or getting funding. But having your bachelor's is the minimum requirement. And based on the fact that meeting the minimum requirement has already qualified you to be considered for that program, that is already the basic thing that you need to know. So in terms of funding, there is a lot of things people don't understand about, offer for admission and funding. If you're applying for a master's program in most schools, they will give you an offer even if there is no funding for you. But there are some programs that if you're applying for a PhD, they won't give you an offer if they don't have funding. Some will give you an offer, some will not give you. So if your program is PhD, if it's PhD you're applying for, I know about department here in the University of Alabama, that is political science. They won't give you an admission if they are not going to give you funding in the first place. So there are programs like that, there are departments like that. So you applying with your bachelor's can get you an offer, and it can also get you a funding if you meet other requirements for funding. So what do you need for funding? Basically, in most cases, what they use to consider people for funding is probably your GRE score, your statement of purpose, your CV, your other recommendation, and all that, how strong overall your application is. So there are a lot of criteria based on the program you're considering, and a lot of other factors that the admission committee is only known to the admission committee, basically. So if you are applying with your bachelor's and you don't have a master's, then you need to have other strong areas, like your SOP must be very strong, you should have a GRE if that is required, and having a research experience if you're applying for a STEM-based program can also be a good addition for you. And also, if you are, for instance, you are applying for non-STEM program, you need to also understand what are required for that program in order for you to stand a chance of getting funding. And remember that in the USA, there are two major types of funding, and that is under the graduate assistantship. You have the teaching assistantship, you have the research assistantship. In most cases, what people do get directly from the department is teaching assistantship. So in most cases, the department give funding directly to applicants. If you are considered for funding on the department base, you will mostly get a teaching assistantship. But if you are applying or you cold email the professor and the professor is interested in working with you, if he has a research ongoing or he wants you to join his lab, you definitely get um, a research assistantship. So for some program, it varies across. It can be a research assistant this semester or this year. Next year, you are a teaching assistant. So, but for some program, it can just be a teaching assistant throughout the whole duration of your program. And for some, it might be only just research assistant throughout the duration of your program. So there is no specific way to go about it. So code emailing professors in your department if that is required, because there are some programs that we state it categorically, if you get in contact with the program director, that you don't need to reach out to any professor. They are not even going to respond to you or even consider you, because they don't do research assistantship in such programs. It's only department that give funding. So in that case, what you need to do is just to submit your application, make it as strong as possible, and you'll be considered for funding directly. So yes, you can use your bachelor's to apply for a PhD, but firstly you need to check to be sure that programs give funding for a PhD, or they have funding for the program you want to apply for, because it's very important. I've gotten a lot of messages from people, oh, I applied to this school, I've gotten an offer, how can I apply for funding? It should be the first thing you should look out for before applying to that school. Do they have funding or not? So if they don't have funding, then why should you be applying for an offer when you know that they won't give you funding? They will just give you an offer and you need to provide funding. So if you are not sure whether the funding is available or the type of funding they have, you can reach out to the program director of that department to get more information about the available type of funding that they have. So I believe this video is informative, and if you like it, please click the like button, turn on your notifications, subscribe, and I'll be sharing more videos in this like manners, and I hope you get the scholarship you are looking out for. My name remains Sunday Okafor, and see you in my next video. Bye.